Hi everybody, Sirken's here. Happy Monday night. I'm glad you could join us. I'm I'm very happy. We're just gonna get right to it as soon as I find this button. I found it. Joined tonight by some very wonderful people. I feel like we already lost one of the people. Is that a thing?
I'm here.
Are you? Hold on a second. Alright, well, Eunomia!
Hello.
I'm glad you're here.
Well, thanks for
Say hi
having
to
me.
everybody and do your thing.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eunomia, and I am a guide on Project 1999.
Excellent, excellent. You were with us last week. I'm really glad you joined us again this week. We also have the P99's very own Greengrocer. Say hello to these people, sir.
Hey everybody, Greengrocer here. Thank you, Sirken, for having me on your stream again. It's always good to come here and chew the fat, talk about some meat, talk about what's new in Monsanto Industries. So
Meat
I'm,
jokes.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad that like 8 seconds in you made a meat joke. I feel like that's good. We're already
Did I
like
make a meat joke? Did I do it?
you
Is
said
it just
something about
subconscious at
like
this point?
chewing the fat or cutting the fat.
Oh,
That's
yep,
a
there
that's
it
a meat
is.
joke right there.
It just happens. I don't even notice it anymore. Gosh.
Oh man. Alright, I'm gonna try one more time to do this because we lost him. I think when I put him on hold, maybe he freaked out and panicked. Hi there, and we also have Zeelot, the leader of TMO. Say hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It goes well. I forgot to say this earlier, but Greengrocer, do me a favor and put your link in chat because I can't spell Portosaurus. Or you can
Okay.
just type in chat and they can
Okay.
click on your name and click follow. That
So
works as well.
Sirkin, I love you. You're great. I love Project 1999. I love your server. I love everything you do. But that's not my Twitch channel. It's P99 Greengrocer. The Portosaurus was the old. I don't even really use that anymore.
Oh shit! Well, don't follow that, guys.
No,
Ignore
well,
everything I
yeah,
said last week. See,
yeah,
that's
you
because your
can. I
dongle
mean,
wasn't working. If you would have not had
I
dongle
had,
problems,
I
you
had,
could have addressed this issue before it even became a thing.
I know. Everybody, I'm sorry. I had a dirty lost dongle last week, but
The
we got the
problem was
situation
wiring.
rectified.
A
We took
plus.
care of it.
A
So
plus.
that's my Twitch page in the chat there. Check it out. It's actually up right now. If you want to go see the grocery cart, and I don't have the meat casino up right now on that computer, but give it a look. There's an
That's all
online
right.
menu.
You don't want to spoil them. You gotta make them appreciate the meat spin. Oh.
Yeah, I love the coupons.
Zila.
Buy two, get one. Mammoth steaks.
Yo.
All right, I'm done. Sorry.
What's up, again?
I don't know your guild link, but if you throw it in chat, people can click on it and they can get information about your guild. Tell us things about your guild, because things have changed.
Alright, well, I'll say the site here. It's themysticalorder.net. Pretty easy to remember.
Pretty easy. It's a spelling test. If you can't spell those words, you can't get in the guild.
Pretty much.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's like our minimum requirements.
Spelling basic words. I like it. I like it. Tell us things. Pretend there's people here who have no idea who you are.
Yeah, we're a guild that formed up back in '99 on Fen and Rose server, EverQuest Live, and pretty much we've been playing EQ for a while. We took a couple breaks here and there, play other games. We were pretty much top on Fennin back when we played there. There was another guild called Defenders of Akanon that took the #1 spot a couple times. It was a back and forth, kind of like what we had on Blue server with TMO and Inglorious Bastards. So it's kind of like history repeats itself. But yeah, and we came to Blue in like 2010 and started playing here again. Did a bunch of raiding, worked our way up to the top again, and it was a blast. And now we're just starting up again on Red, and everyone's just started like a week ago, leveling up, and we're loving it. It's an awesome server. and like the PvP is great. The community is pretty cool. Less a couple of people, but we don't really mind. We've been having a lot of fun so far.
Right. You're always gonna have bad apples. Um, so like you said, you guys are on red now, and you're doing big things, getting there. A lot of people, you had the luxury of already playing on the blue server, and you have friends, I'm sure, that had been playing on red before you jumped over there. So you had
Yep.
people you could at least talk to and be like, "What's it like?" Um, there's a lot of people who don't have that, and they come to the forums. They take 5 minutes and glance at some of the Red 99 forum stuff, and they think it's just an absolute cesspool of Asperger syndrome. And I was wondering, like, what could you say to people who are gonna try to base their opinion off the forums? Is it close? Is it nothing like that? Is the majority of the people retarded? Have they been helpful? What's it like for people that might be on the fence about wanting to try Red 99?
Well, I mean, I may be a bit biased because I had people I know that were hooking me up, helping me out, but everyone's been really friendly so far. There's also been the other side of the spectrum. There's a lot of people that hate us just because we're TMO and because of our history, but that makes it more fun. And we've been having a lot of challenges, a lot of fights, and played like we had the whole the other night where we like locked a group out, and they were just too prideful to call LNS, and they actually attacked us first, and we took them all out, and then they kept trying to come back for some reason, and they came back with like a 60 paladin to like even heal them, and they still couldn't win. And then like some guys started trying to train us because they were getting so frustrated, but we're like used to getting trained anyways from back in the VP days, so we didn't even kill any of us.
I like it. What's the average level right now of TMO on red?
I mean, we got all sorts of people because people keep coming. We've even had a couple of people come back from like 10 years ago.
Right.
Started, but we have around level 40, I'd say, is our average right now. We have a bunch of people in the low 50s, a bunch of people in the 40s, and a lot of people in the 30s.
How's the XP rate? How's the leveling?
It's not so bad. It's like when you have a group, it's amazing because you get a 40% bonus per person. So if you have a solid gut group or something like that, solid B, it flies.
Wow, that's excellent. How's the griefing, the training, the corpse camping, stuff of that nature? Have you had experiences with that? Is it good, bad, not really happening?
I mean, some people in my guild have had it happen, but honestly, it depends on how you play. If you know how to avoid that kind of stuff, you're not going to get hit by it. If you hang out in areas where it's more likely to happen and you're not playing smart or like near a zone line, able to get away, then you're kind of screwed.
I see. I think my cell phone just literally broke and died. So that's horrible.
You know what, Sirken? Good. Because you need to just put that damn thing away when you do this show. It's always bleep blopping.
I know. It wants to be part of it. It wants to be part of the stream.
Jamming.
It's like, let me be your guest. And I'm like, you can't be a guest. You're retarded. Do. Yes. I love when I can respond to a text message with a one-word answer. Zeelot, did you have any experience with EQ Live PvP servers?
Not really. I was pretty much blue all the way. I played it a little bit. I got to like level 30 or something on like Bralosec or one of those servers.
I see. Well, then you can't really give me that comparison. But I know there are some differences between red and blue besides the XP rate. Certain clickies are different. I know resists are different.
Yeah, red's way it's actually a lot more fun, and
that was sudden.
Game and everything. Like, if you remember the.
Zeelot, you are coming in and out very horribly.
Are you going through a tunnel, Zeelot?
Do you hear me better now?
Yeah, that was weird. I thought we lost you for a second, but then I heard you again.
Alright, sorry about that.
It's all good.
But yeah. All the clickies and stuff are nerfed, and that makes it actually more challenging, more fun. You can actually just play the game, and you're not going back.
You are.
Oh, boy.
I don't even know what to do about this.
That's a new one.
I don't know if you have like a push to mute button, but it sounds like you're just randomly pushing it.
Yeah, that's what it does sound like.
Is it better now?
Yeah, but it's always better for a bit, and then it just stops.
Yeah, I don't know what's up.
I don't
I've
know
never had
either.
that problem.
That was interesting and weird, and it frightened me. All right, I'm moving on. I'm moving on to the Greengrocer, aka the Red Grocer.
Right.
Sir, which server have you been playing more recently on?
Well, the blue server for the most part, that's kind of the core of the industry, if you will. There's actually like an EC tunnel population on blue, whereas on red, I actually logged into red the other day and went to the spot back by Shady Swashbuckler, and it was just me sitting there by myself, and just for shits and giggles, I auctioned like some lettuce. There was like 2 other people in the zone, and one of them said LOL. So there you go. I've been playing more blue, but red is fun. I mean, red is like every once in a while you'll get an itch to just go see what's happening over on the other side of the tracks, and I like it. I like I kind of have my own fun there, just running around helping the noobs, trying to save them from premature death from some fungi twink or
Do red players actually buy like food items?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've actually made a couple sales, but not I
Not
don't
like
spend
the
a lot of time.
bluebies.
I don't really spend a lot of time there making it, and it's a lot more difficult to come by the ingredients there. A big part of my business on blue, people just bring me stuff pretty much during the day as they're out farming, and I don't, you don't really have that on red.
Have you considered the possibility that if the red players were eating better in game, that they would act better as a community, and that maybe it's your fault things aren't as good as they could be?
No, I think all hope is pretty much lost for the red server, honestly. As far as like being a good community, but at the same time, I think that's what makes it what it is. It's supposed to be a grittier, dirtier, more hardcore version of the game that we all love, and I kind of like that angle to it,
Yeah. Well, I like that. I like that a lot, but I still think you need to force your shit down people's throats. And I know that doesn't sound great, but you know what I mean.
Oh, on the blue server, if someone walks up to me, the most common question is, "What are you eating?" And if they show me rations or even worse, iron rations, I mean, trust me, I give them a piece of my mind.
Wait, why are iron rations even worse?
Iron rations are the biggest scam on this server, everybody. Like, you are throwing your money away. Everyone wants a plat sink. Go keep buying iron rations then. Keep throwing your money away. Because it lasts the same amount of time as regular rations.
I feel like we should make a rule called like baking immunity or like baker's immunity or some shit, so that if you're out collecting things for baking, like people just can't kill you. It'll be some kind of special license, and I'll just grant it to you so that more people can accuse me of favoritism and corruption.
Hey, if you're gonna grant special licenses, why don't you grant some special platinum casino licenses for the EC Tunnel? Because those are fun, and you guys ruined all of our fun by getting
We didn't ruin it. Dirty asshole RMTers ruined it.
Well,
we had no problem with it. They were up and running for absolute years until players thought A, it was okay to work with these people, or they were too dumb to realize they were being used. And the next letter that comes after the previous one I mentioned, it was dirty as fuck, and it made it hard as hell for us to it was a really convenient way for people to hide what they were doing and to mix in stupid transactions and to move money around, and it was stupid. It was absolutely stupid, because they're like, no, I'm not RMTing. I play in the EC casinos all the time. Look at my trade history. This guy and this guy and this guy are all casino people. And
I bet it's a bitch to track them down too.
it
right?
makes it really, really hard. And if people didn't continuously RMT, regardless of how many times we tell them not to RMT, we wouldn't have had to do that. So congratulations, RMTers. You ruined the EC casinos.
Thanks, everyone. Really fucking killing my immersion.
I read one thread on an RMT site that I won't name where this guy made a thread looking to buy a new account because he got banned in the most previous ban wave in February. And he goes, I just got, I probably shouldn't use the word for word, but he essentially said he just got bent over by staff and he lost his account because he bought it there on that website. And now he needs another one because he's hooked and he can't be bothered to, put in time and effort, so he just wants to buy another account. And I'm sitting there like, you goddamn nerd, you just lost all of your things. Every item, every account, every money, everything. And you're just going to jump right in and do it again? Like, why do you think we won't just catch you again and take away all of your things again?
It's the same reason people get arrested in real life all the time, repeat offenders.
I'd like to say that you're wrong and our community is much better than that. But after hearing one dude hit a woman with a fucking mace, and then another dude did some dumb shit that I'm not going to get into specifics about, because last time I caught a lot of flack over it, I can't disagree with you. I think we definitely have people of that stupid mentality running around. But it's okay. Eunomia is cleaning up the red server, aren't you, Eunomia?
You bet.
Can you tell me some things about what you're doing to clean up red?
Just communicating.
Tell me, look, there's a lot of people who have sent me messages regarding OOC.
Yeah.
And some people are like, I like what Eunomia is doing, blah, 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 blah. Now, granted, most of those people say that shit privately and don't go on the forums because they don't want to be ridiculed and torn apart.
Yep.
And then other people are like, Sirken, you've got to do something about Eunomia. She's crazy.
She's out of control.
She's lost her mind. She's a tyrannical psychopath.
Yeah, I mean, I think people have overreacted. No one has been banned. I think I suspended one person for one day just because, not because of the OOC, but because he was sassy to me.
Mm-hmm.
And the OOC revokes, the most I've done is one day, and sometimes they've asked for them back, and I've given them back.
I don't give it back.
The thing is, I mean, it's a global communication channel.
Right.
And people have a hard time understanding that because it's called OOC, which most people understand is out of character. But we're using that channel as a global communication. And the server's growing. And I have heard that it could be going away. So I'm trying to preserve the channel for them to keep using.
When you say you heard it could be going away, you're talking about global OOC?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I instantly was like, I wonder if people think she said red server could be going away.
No, the red server's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I figured
ever.
I should clarify that.
When I joked about banning everyone from red.
Mm-hmm.
And that was jokingly.
I would ban everybody from red for real.
Well, you haven't, and that's a joke too.
It's not.
It is.
It's not. If I had the ability to just ban literally everybody, I would absolutely do it. I would suspend everyone. I wouldn't permaban them. But I would suspend everybody. I'd give everybody like 2 or 3 days to sit and think about what they've done. And then meanwhile, I would just stream like me, you, Nilbog, and Rogan running around Norath, the world to ourselves. Playing Smetty's video of the world is my oyster, or your oyster, or whatever it said. Just over and over again. I would do that all day long. Chat room. I'll also say I know some of you had questions before, but I missed them. Ask them again, and I'll answer them. If you put at Sirken P99, it will get my attention because it highlights on my screen, and things that are highlighted get my attention because that's how highlights work. Shit. Zeelot.
Yo, what's up?
Do you guys have plans for Velius?
Of course we do. We're
Is
gonna
it-
be hopefully raiding by then.
Are you planning on staying on red for Velius?
Yeah, we're planning on staying red permanently for now. Like, we're
So
not going anywhere.
that is a long-term thing. You guys are planning to get to the top of red.
I wouldn't speak too soon, but we're gonna see where we can get.
We both know that you are planning on going to the top of red. But I understand the political posturing that you have to do until that time.
Yeah, you know what? We gotta be humble. We can't just come here saying that we're gonna beat everyone. Da, 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 da.
No, I know. If you go in and throw your dicks on the table, you're not gonna put the greatest. Oh, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. People will think you're assholes, and that's not what you want to be perceived as if that's not who you guys are.
I mean, some of us are, but like they're good assholes, and I like them.
Why did you guys make the decision to move permanently to red?
The main reason is the raid rules. We didn't want to deal with all the like class rating and just the petitions that were always happening and like battling over FTE. And like in my, I guess, 2 years I've been gone, I've been pretty much playing PvP games exclusively. I played one called Darkfall, which is like full loot PvP, kind of MMO style. It was pretty fun, but then when I came here, it's even more fun. So, pretty much why.
I like it. Joe Butch, a Paradox Casino will not be allowed because, believe it or not, gems have already been used as a method for nerds to try and hide what they're doing. And so we watch gems very carefully, and we'll shut down any kind of gem casino real quick. Yeah, I know, we're just shitting on all your fun, aren't we, Grocer?
I actually talked to that guy, I think, the other day. We were trying to figure out how we could make it work.
Yeah, no, that's just not going to be a thing. Rikateza. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but you know I'm talking to you. They want to know when I plan on getting Europa on stream. I actually was working on that, and I don't know if I forgot to write someone back or someone forgot to write me back, but we were going back and forth on private messages and on the P99 forums at www.project1999.com. And then now we're just not talking anymore. So I don't know if it was on me that I forgot to respond or on whoever I was talking to. But I absolutely would love to have Europa on. Who is this? Robo Space Cop wants to know. I think he's asking me, or maybe he's asking the staff, if we have plans for Velius, and will you take a vacation leading up to prepare? I'm kind of technically taking a vacation right now. I know Eunomia is probably not real thrilled about it, but I have logged like the minimal amount of hours that I can log. I had a ridiculous amount of petitions waiting for me like 2 weeks ago, and I've been trying to take chunks out. I know there's people waiting for petitions because they're sending me private messages about it. Don't send me private messages about petitions because that's not going to make me do them. I sit down and I do them in large batches, and I promise I'll get to them. I'm for the first time ever, I'm actually starting at the back of the list because it's been so long for some of these people, and I don't want them to wait a minute longer than they have to. But yeah, if you're waiting, just be patient. I promise I'll get to you. And if my name is not in the subject title of your petition thread, you're not actually waiting for me. I get some people sending me private messages yelling at me because they've been waiting for so long. But then I look up their petition and I see it's not a Sirken petition, and there's really nothing I can do to help them. And so, yeah, know how the petition system works. 94 Pounds of Death wants to know about the camp rules. He says they seem pretty vague and different GM rulings contradict each other. Could we get some sort of more detailed descriptions of them posted with a few situations in different zones, like someone camping hand and another group taking the next warlord room spawn, or someone deciding to take over part of the crypt? Alright, so I actually get a lot of questions about camps, and I get a lot of complaints about it, and blah de blah de blah. P99 as a staff, we don't really define camps. And the reason we don't give specific examples is because every situation is different, even if it's the same zone, the same camp. Every situation has different details. They're not just black and white. It's not like if you do this, then that. It's not always how it works. We have to look at situations and see what's actually going on. What else? And then also, I'm not giving specific rules for specific areas and specific zones. That's retarded, and that's absolutely begging to be rule lawyered. I mean, shit, Zeelot, you know about this from being a raider on Blue Server. If there were specific things laid out for each raid encounter, people would just find ways to loophole it or rule lawyer it around. Like, the more specific you get with things, the easier it is to dance around it.
Oh yeah, pretty much. I remember back in the day, like, pointing out, like, little details in law.
Oh no.
Yeah, I remember that too. Well, alright. Safar Eno wants to know when Beta's coming back. And last week, Nobog assured me that Beta will be back up as soon as it can be back up. We are waiting for just a couple devs to commit some changes to the database. Oh, Zeelot.
So,
Wow.
I gotta ask, what's going on in the background there?
with me,
Yeah, because it sounds like you're shaving with an electric razor.
It's
maybe
very
my
loud.
my mic's probably just messing up.
Oh, man.
Give it a reboot.
Sirken,
Yeah.
can I add? For the camp rules,
Mm-hmm.
we really try to follow the play nice policy as closely as possible. So it's sticking in general chat. If you familiarize yourself with that, you will be good.
Yeah, I kind of forget that's there sometimes. We do go off that. And they also said something about staff decisions contradicting each other. If any player ever feels that, like, someone treated them unfairly from staff or that something wasn't handled correctly, my advice to you, the player, is to just make a polite thing in the petition form. Don't argue with the staff member when you're talking in tells. Don't go to the petition form and tell them that they're a dumb piece of shit. Don't go rants and flames and make yourself look retarded. Just put in a petition on the forums and politely explain the situation. Because sometimes we might not see everything. Sometimes you might not know everything that's going on in that situation. But if you deal with it like a civilized human being, we're going to treat you like a civilized human being. And I definitely feel that's important because lately people have been getting crazy. PM Boots wants to know if I can stream some red instead of this bluey stuff. I think someone just tagged something with FTE. I can't stream Red 99 PM Boots, and if I do, it's got to be pre-recorded video because Red 99 players bitch and cry and complain when I stream them on stream. And on some level, I can absolutely understand that because it gives away their location and people will come and get them. And EQ happens to be a game where you don't spend a lot of time traveling. There's big chunks of just sitting in an area and doing nothing. Be it on blue camping a mob, be it on red grinding out XP, or just sitting at a damn bind spot or doing other dumb things that red people do. What do red people do, Zeelot?
Right now, we're XPing and we're grinding. We kill people. I don't know.
So you're in a place. You're not running around the world.
No, I'm grinding.
I like it. Elemental wants to know, what do you think about the current state of mass PvP on Red? I know I caught Eunomia watching us good guys in Karner's Castle. Eunomia, I'm just going to throw that at you, because I haven't really been on Red recently, and when I have been, it's just been doing petitions. Have you seen it?
It was entertaining.
What do you think of it? Have you seen it before? How much big PvP have you seen? What was your opinion?
The only other time you and I one time went and watched, I can't remember if it was in sub. I think
Uh-huh.
there was a huge battle.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know what was going on. people were dying, but
Yep.
yeah, it was fun. I see a lot of running back and forth.
There's a lot of
It's kind
running.
of a strategy. I can see they kind of attack and then run and then attack and run. So.
Well, you can't stand still. Rogues will
No.
insta-kill you in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So, rogues might be a little bit stronger than they were on live PvP servers. As someone who played on a live PvP server, I don't remember rogues just absolutely motherfucking my face off my head that way. But, rogues. Monks, too. How are monks on Red, Zeelot? Are they super OP, or is it just all dependent on the T-staff?
I don't know, so far I've had to run from one monk, but he was super twinked, so I can't really tell you yet. I've only had one fight against the monk.
I like it. Is TMO working with any other guilds on Red?
No, we are not. I mean, we have a couple people that were in us on Blue, that they're in certain guilds right now, like there's some in Good Guys, some in Empire, so they're chilling with us, and we guilded their alts. But aside from that, we have no allegiances. Like, we're going to be neutral on our own.
Right. You guys got pals here and there, but there's no, like, straight guild alliances.
Yeah, that's pretty much the deal.
I like that. Alpha Lutz wants to know who will be working on reimbursements petitions. I'd say most of those go to me, unless it's, like a dropped item that poofed, or... Most of them go to me, is the answer to your question. Caligula 1, I promise I will look at your petition in the order that it was received by our wonderful petition forum.
If you have a petition that doesn't have a name in front of it, one of the staff members' names, you can bump that. I might have missed it. I got behind last week, and it's very difficult to catch up. So.
Yeah, our poor Eunomia was wounded.
I was.
She received battle wounds.
Not PvP.
No, IRL battle wounds. She's more hardcore than all of you guys. In real life PvP. Let's see. Look at this guy staring at this wall. It's so much fun. Yeah, buddy, there's like 1,800 people that stare at walls on Blue.
The
That's
walls in
all rage.
EverQuest are beautiful. They should be admired.
That's one reason Blue's actually not as good as Red, because the thing about Red is you don't have to wait all the time for raid mobs. You have PvP to do in between, so it gives you a lot more to do. There's a lot more options. You don't have to just wait there.
Is that kind of how you guys felt on Blue? Like you weren't really doing anything but waiting for raid mobs to pop?
Yeah, we were pretty much tracking. Like, we had a job for people that basically, to earn your loot, you had to sit there for hours on end waiting for shit to spawn. And when it spawned, you had to call out and send out an email to everyone via text message. Like, it's ridiculous. It's almost sad.
I see. P and Boots wants to know if Chroma's still on staff. I'd say yes, but he's doing school things, or was doing school things. I just talked to him today for the first time since that was going on. But the answer is yes. I haven't had Rogan boot his ass off yet. Let's see. Can a Chicago bro get a shout out? The coach. True story. The coach actually is a Chicagoland native. And you know what? We might not always see eye to eye, but he does live in the greatest city in the world. Did you have a comment? I heard it sounded like someone was about to say something negative about my city, and if you want to do that, we're going to have a problem.
I was curious which baseball team you have allegiance toward.
Oh, I don't give a shit about baseball. I mean, if it came
No.
down to an actual fight where, like, someone put a gun in my hand and said, we're going to war, pick a side, I mean, I'd have to go with the Cubs because I live on the north side of Chicago, and
Okay.
I don't want to get massacred and murdered. So, I mean, it's like where I live is deciding that. I honestly, if every baseball team, if baseball just disappeared completely and forever tomorrow, I wouldn't give any shits at all. Not one way or the other. It would not affect my life in the tiniest of ways.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you born in America?
I was born here in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I used to. When I was little, I liked baseball. But then, the Cubs. And so I tried to like the Sox, but then, the South Side. And so... And then there was just other better things. Like, well, I could watch the Cubs, or I could watch Michael Jordan. And so I got into basketball, because that was better. And then also in the 90s, I learned about this amazing man named Deion Sanders, who I thought was just the greatest thing. And then football, and then the Bears, and then baseball. Baseball is only fun, like, if you go to the game. Like, if you're at Wrigley Field and you're drinking with your pals and Harry Carey wasn't dead yet.
That's
like,
fair.
Then baseball's fun.
Yeah.
But you take away all that shit.
I love watching the game at home, but you're right. I mean, there's a lot of downtime, and yeah.
Yeah.
And I just gotta say, Jeremy P99, the sports thread. I love it. I just played sports.
I like your sports thread.
That's one of my all-time favorite. Like, I love the forums.
Jeremy is awesome.
I love the forums. I think they're a lot of fun. It's amazing to me how many people play on the server that don't even know that they exist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not even that they've seen them and they're like, oh, that's not for me. But just like people just like so many people here are here just for the game. But the forums have a lot of fun, and I love that thread. I have such a good time reading his 2.5 hours of sports yesterday, and I fucking killed it. I'm so good.
No, I was reading your thread where it's like, still not playing sports, still bad. Like, I don't know. I like that kind of stuff. I like it way too much.
Every time he posts a reply, I try to do a reply on that one.
Oh, you entertain the absolute shit out of me, sir, and I do thank you for that. Because you know what, I need that. I need to be able to like laugh and have fun with certain things, and you provide that to me, so I appreciate that. Elemental wants to know if we can see Simmery Pops anytime soon. 4 a.m. raid timers are a lot of fun for us neckbeards. I don't know. I know we had the hardware issue where the server came down, and then I know we had to do a reset because it got to 42 days and shit started going bad. So I don't know. I don't know when the next one will be. But I know Rogan's all set up now from his move, so maybe. I mean, be logged in the game. You never know when the ground will begin to shake. So, things. Mr. Smiles wants to know, is P99 going to do the transparent petitions thing that had been discussed in the past, where all the petitions are allowed to be read publicly? We've actually never, ever discussed that. What we talked about was making raid petitions public, and that was only even willing to be discussed after the fact. Like, ongoing live petitions would not be made public. But they might be made public after they were resolved as like a form of public record or something. Because while we do believe in transparency, you guys have no idea the night and day difference it is dealing with a player in the petition form as opposed to dealing with that same exact player in front of other players where people can see what he's saying. People are much more polite in private. People aren't trying to protect reputations, images, egos, appearances, or any of that dumb, stupid stuff. And none of us on staff have time for that when we're trying to help you. I mean, we just don't. And we definitely don't have the patience for it. Pre-Chicago. Oh, this guy. This is Cast again. Cast, man, you are just all over my brain. Portillo's, Lou Malnati, Chicago Cubs, the Bears, the Bulls. All deserve to be shouted out to the shout-outs. I'm almost caught up. Can you please update raid forms based on leadership changes, blah, 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 blah. This literally just happened. I feel like, unless it didn't, but I literally sent Rogan the stuff twice because he asked me for it because he was going to do it. And I'm pretty sure it was just updated. If you just missed the update, you might be waiting for a minute because Rogan's the only one who can update that. And Rogan time is not like my and your time. Got a question for the Greengrocer from Joe Butch. He wants to know if you've ever thought about laundering RMT through your meat casino via thousands of stacks of wolf steaks, which is interesting because I don't even think there are wolf steaks in EverQuest. But in Rust, every goddamn animal in the game drops wolf meat. I get wolf meat off horses, chickens, bears, deer, all of them. I think he plays Rust.
There's wolf meat. There are wolf steaks. There are wolf steaks in EverQuest. I can't believe you don't know that.
Why would I know that?
I thought you were a GM on this server.
I mean, I definitely impersonate one on the internet.
GM's supposed to know everything, man. Come on.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, do you really? I've been coming like into your stream chat for like the past year or two, asking you for
awesome.
Various things like ice cream and all this stuff, and I just think that you don't think that I'm serious. Like,
trust me.
You laugh it off.
Trust me, I 100% know that you are serious.
Okay.
I might laugh, but I definitely don't laugh it off.
It discourages me that you didn't know that there were wolf steaks on the server in which you are presiding as GM, though.
I didn't.
Like, that to me is like, I mean, like, how could you not know that?
Well, for starters, I didn't itemize the server, and for finishers, I don't bake, and I definitely don't spend money on baked foods. People just give me stuff, or I eat iron rations. Rations?
Damn it. You're one of them.
I know, because you know why? That cheap-ass swashbuckling vendor, he's just so convenient.
Isn't he, though?
He's complete neckbeard status, open 24/7.
I know.
He is Norath's version of 7-Eleven. That's what he is.
It pisses me off. Every time I log in, he's just standing there, like, completely undercutting me on everything.
Everything. He doesn't offer quality or selection or any of those things. But you know what?
Nope.
That guy's making money every day.
Yeah, and Oasis water. Let me tell you something about your Oasis water.
Oh.
You're paying for the sticker that says Oasis water. It's the same stuff.
It's the same water you get in East Commons, Freeport, and Ariake. It doesn't matter.
It is. It's the same stuff.
Oh, you are absolutely probably my favorite person on this server. I'm trying to find where I left off.
Then where's my ice cream? Where's my favoritism? You know, like, what's that? Thanks.
Oh, my favoritism.
Thanks for telling me that I'm your favorite. Where's my ice cream? You know.
Favoritism for me really doesn't help you. It's just. I don't know. I will check in on what you're doing to be entertained. That's what you get from me.
Or to buy.
Well, maybe I'm just trying to get close enough to you to get undercover. Oh, people sent me information recently, and I'm gonna end up banning a bunch of people soon. And it's for like old crimes on Red server, and I can't believe it. When I was reading
crimes, I wonder.
The crimes of the not fake transactions involving illicit currency. and it was definitely eye-opening and kind of sad because it involves some people that I really truly did not expect to see on that list. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. It'll probably make waves. I'm sure people will cry in the forums about it. The coach, I would love to tell you what other streams I watch, but I don't want to. You can go to my Twitch profile and you can see who I follow, I suppose, and then just look for the non P99 people. There's one nerd I follow who I used to raid with on Rust, and that was funny because I got to see myself on his stream. Oh man. Oh man, hold on, I gotta scroll up again, I think. Yep. Alright, so Mr. Smiles wants to know, back in 2013, it was discussed that a new red server would be opened up that might be a team PvP server, and that the servers would be joined back together at some point. Whatever happened to that idea? We said on stream one night that we were shelving that idea until after Velius. We didn't want to get distracted by anything else. We didn't want to put devs on anything else. Velius, Velius, Velius. Velius or bust. That was get Velius or die trying. Like, these are the staff mottos that were painted all over the P99 office building so that devs had to walk past these signs every day on their way to the dev room. And so that's what we did. The idea was for a Teams PvP server, a hard-coded Teams PvP server. And I think we're going to definitely talk about that again, but again, not at least until Velius is out, because we only have so much manpower. We only have so many devs, and everybody that's working on other things and not Velius just slows down Velius. And shit, man, Velius. People have been waiting years for Velius, and that's just more important than anything else. So once Velius comes out, and obviously there's probably going to be things that are going to be wrong with it because not nearly enough people did beta testing. So after all those bugs are found and fixed as well, and the devs are like, well, I need things to do, we're going to start talking about Velius, or Teams PvP. I hope. I will push that harder than anything else. I don't even give a shit about second blue server. All you nerds that want a second blue server, I'm sorry. That's not... Sirken is not fighting that fight for you. But all you pals that want a Teams PvP server, I'm on your side. And I'm fighting. I got a pitchfork, I got a torch, and I'm fighting. I know Nilbog really was a fan of that. I know he really wants to see some item loot. I know he wants to see some teams. I know the
Meat
staff...
drops.
What? Meat drops?
Meat drops.
That would be a thing.
Racial meat drops. If you're opening up a new server, it would be silly of you not to incorporate racial meat drops.
And a PvP,
that might have to
like
be a
if you
thing.
kill
Yeah.
a...
Exactly.
That might absolutely be a thing.
And then you could bake them and flaunt them in front of the other like racial teams. Like, oh, I'm telling you, man, that's my dream. I would play on that 24/7.
Oh my god. What kind of... If you could add, like, some foods to the game, Greengrocer, what foods would you add? Not, like, stuff from different expansions, but
Man.
completely original Nam Santo productions.
Oh god, French fries, definitely, like number one, like right out of the gate. I've never even thought about this, but French fries, yes.
What would be like the materials to make them?
I mean, potatoes, and then you could make an oil out of like the different eggs.
Is there
Or-
salt at EverQuest?
You should be able to make vegetable oil right now, but the combine doesn't work. And I didn't even bother bugging it because like you guys just don't even care. Like I have
Wow,
done
let me tell you something. Nilbog
Scorpion.
would be insulted if he heard a player say that Nilbog didn't care, because we even have that stupid Dark Elf NPC in Freeport with the bugged out pathing purposely not fixed because it's shit's classic. And so if there's a combine that's not working, I don't care how small you think it is, you take that to the bug form.
I have. It's just been discarded.
You know
Thrown in
what?
the
You,
bin.
after this stream, you link me to that thread, and I'm gonna bump
I will.
it. And I'm gonna tell Haynar. I'm gonna say, Haynar, you need to look at this immediately. This is a
Guys.
game-breaking issue.
Scorpion meat is coming. Everyone, get excited.
Does that really come with Velius, or is that a pipe dream?
No, it should already be here, and it's not, and it's broken, and I made my thread, and you guys decided that it
Did
just
you do
wasn't
the
important.
research?
What if I told you it was
Yeah.
just super rare? No?
I would counter that by saying that I have had an offer standing on the forums for over a year now for 1 million platinum if someone can find me one scorpion meat.
Is
And
that just to
nobody,
see if somebody says they have it?
of course, I don't have 1 million plat, but nobody's showed up with a scorpion meat.
Do you think somebody would credit you 1 million plat? Like, if you were like, look, I need this investment for scorpion meat, it will put Now Santo at the top of the world, blah, blah, blah. It's an investment, not a loan. And I think you could get 1 million plat. I think you need a fundraiser. I think you need an EC Meat Spin fundraiser.
Some sort of bake sale.
Maybe a little bit bigger than a bake sale.
Some sort of bake sale.
God damn it. Alright, back to my chatterbox. Where'd I leave off? Right here at Safarino, he wants to know how much work has been put into camp raid rules for Velius. Zero effort has been put into Velius camp specific raid rules. That's just silly. They're gonna follow the same rules as the rest of the server and the rest of the zones. As far as raiding Velius rules, we really haven't talked about it. So I can't say anything one way or the other. I know how I would like it to be, but I really don't know what Nobog or Rogan wants. And so on and so on. And I don't even want to share my opinion on how I want it to be with you guys, because there's a lot of people on both sides of the fence there, and I'm going to piss off a pretty large-sized group one way or the other. So we're just going to sidestep around that. Sampton, he didn't, is a question, not a question. Greengrocer Naughty says that we should delete all meat on the server.
Nope.
You might want to find
that's
out
a dumb
who...
idea.
You might want to get in touch with this Smokey J420 guy, because he says, oh, I get it. It's a weed joke, because he says he bakes all the time, and I thought he was a little baker like you, but he's talking about smoking the pot.
We're already talking in chat, buddy. I got him. We're good. I got him all hooked up. Anyone that's looking, send it to Dispensary. He doesn't come on very often, but when he's on, you wanna get your tells in.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your eyes peeled. You never know when Dispensary might spawn.
I concur with all of that.
I'm not even joking. I have a character named Dispensary, and he sells various green leafed products.
I'm gonna have to have the NORAD DEA check into this.
You should. I think that would be good RNF.
Oh God! Apparently, we actually need a NORAD DEA because of some stupid ass thread I was reading on the Red forums the other day. Apparently, that's a thing that happened. Steppen Razor says, I understand that you guys cannot reimburse for multi-questing, but I just wanted to know if certain MQs even work, and a GM would not answer that question for me. Why is that? Well, I'll tell you. First of all, there's only currently 3 GMs on the server, and you didn't ask me this question, and I will bet I'll bet both of my lungs to one of your kidneys that you didn't ask Rogan or Nobog about it.
No, he asked me, and I don't know.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
And I know nobody's going to tell me if I ask, because we don't give out quest information. You're supposed to discover it on your own.
Preach. Yeah, she pretty much just said all the things. So that's the thing. Use the wiki, ask other players, communicate with people, find out if the item exists on the server, and if it does, talk to people and ask them how they got it. If they said they MQ'd it, then you know the MQ works. If they say that the MQ doesn't work and they had to do it all themselves, then you know what to do. Elemental's leaving. You have a great night. Nix is a latecomer. Hi, Nix.
Hi, Nix.
Who is here with Sirken besides Greengrocer? I have Eunomia, I have Zeelot, I have Greengrocer, and I have myself.
What's up, Nix?
Zeelot. I thought it sounded like Zeelot. Wave Zeelot. I'm a little bit behind on chat, is what I'm learning. Do. Oh,
Did
the
Nyx
coach
go
is
to
sad.
red?
Yeah, Nix is playing on red.
Nice.
That blows my mind. I remember Nick specifically telling me she would never play on red because she didn't think she'd like it at all. But it's good. It's good if she's having fun there. It's like when you eat a food for the first time and you're like, I don't want to eat that. It looks gross. But then you eat it and it's delicious.
Hey, where TMO is at, that's where the fun's at.
Really? Do you have science to confirm that? Do you have
Oh,
top men
definitely.
working on it?
We have a good track record behind that.
Oh, I believe you. Can I petition to get a special name like Dark Elves have that accent mark in their name, Enmar, for example? Yeah, if you want a name that's like either a roleplay name or something that's a legit name, kind of like you can see on stream, my name, that's fine. We'll absolutely do that. But if you want like the Broomstrider or like the Best or the Superman or two, like we're not going to give you a title or phrase with the accent. If you want something like Enmar or something like I have on mine or just something that's a legit name, then yeah, that's not a problem. Petitioning game and Eunomia or me or one of the other staff members will absolutely give that to you. Troadeth, how long should I expect petitions in the forum tag for you to take? I will say, give me another like 5 to 7 days. Sunday and Monday I don't do hardly anything for P99. But I am gonna try so hard to knock everything out that's waiting for me this week before the weekend. So, but I will also say this one time, do not bump your petition because I am starting at the back of the list because I feel so bad for the people that have been waiting the longest. So I have been just kind of doing the opposite of what I normally do. If you can't find anyone on Red that has done it, then I would say it might not be MQable. I mean, by this point of the server, if it was MQable, I think that you'd know. I think someone would know. Like, that's how I figured out things on EverQuest. I just asked other people, and if nobody had it, then I assumed it wasn't a thing.
Or trial and error. I've had a couple losses trying to MQ stuff.
That's true. I imagine. Oh, there's the bugged NPC. You're gonna see him in a second on stream. That's true, but I feel it might be different. Yeah, I could be 100% wrong, but I'm just assuming he's probably not in a huge guild, and it's a little bit easier for big guilds to risk losing items sometimes. I mean, it could be part of his epic, and he might never be able to get that epic again without buying an MQ or something.
Yeah, if I remember, I think it was a Necromancer epic. I think some portion of that.
Oh no.
I mean, we've MQ'd those on blue. Would it be any different on red?
I don't know. There's differences between red and blue, and I can't confidently just say like this is a thing because it's a thing on blue, because that's how I end up looking like an asshole, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Are we just about caught up? What is TMO affiliation with the Mystical Order? Did they leave blue? Are they playing both servers? Or did most of the members leave to red? Zeelot, that's a you question.
Alright, well, we left blue like 2 years ago.
Right. That sounds wonderful.
And the Mystical Order there right now is a totally different guild. Basically, it has nothing to do with us. They're just using our name. And that's the deal.
Shots fired. And Jesus Christ. You're welcome for the response. Joe Butch wants to say tiles are classic. Does anyone P99 have a title or a plan to blah 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 blah? yes, titles are classic. Yes, people on P99 have titles. There are certain GM events that we have done. The best of the best events gave out titles, but then we've also done some holiday events, and I know there's been in the past many years ago, probably your Uthgard era and before, we've had scripted events that I feel titles were given out to. I know the Protector of Sunder is a title. I know there was something like was Soldier of Kazakh Thul or something of Kazakh Thul for a Halloween event we did. We were doing a tournament. A former staff member was doing a tournament that was supposed to be like a 2-on-2 bracket-based tournament, which was going to have a rotating title. So the two people that won it would have the title of the duelist, and then 2 to 4 weeks later, when we held the event again, the titles would be taken from the previous winners and given to the new winners. Unless the same people won, then of course they would keep their titles. And then on Red server, we have Thursday night fights, which I assure you is not just a rumor and will happen again. But that also has the title of the Champion of Steam font. But we should probably think of a new title if we're thinking about moving that to different locations, because I think it might be about time to move it to different locations. So yeah, sorry, I hope that answers your question. What server are you running around on the stream? Age of Myth asks. I'm running around on the Project 1999 Blue server. It's a server you should definitely check out. If you don't know about it, you can go to www.project1999.com to find out all about it. It's free and it's easy. And guess what? It's 100% free forever and ever and ever. There's no pay to wins. There's no stores where you can buy things. There's no real money transactioning allowed. It is a place where you can play and you don't have to worry about people paying to get ahead. We have people who break that rule and will RMT anyway, but those people are bastards and they are going to a very special kind of hell when they die.
Sirken, when you're running around, are you logged in right now, or is this like a recording?
I mean,
Because I don't hear your keyboard, your signature clicky sound when you're turning. Unless you changed your keyboard.
Well, aren't you a detective?
I think I got you figured out.
You know what I did was I took all my buttons out and put a little bit of cotton underneath each one.
Smart.
Yeah, that's the one. That was it. That was my final decision to fix the problem there.
Always one step ahead.
Just got level 47, Sirken.
Oh shit, grats.
Thank you.
You know what
you.
they took out of P99 that I really miss was the getting full mana and health when you dinged. There were so many times when I was a player on Blue that I was like had 2 or 3 mobs on me. I'm trying to level up. I'm moments away from dying, and then I ding, and I'm magically full health and mana again, and it feels like a whole new thing. I don't care. It was such a good feeling when that happened to you.
Oh, that's right. Was that nerfed?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I remember that. I must have played here when that still happened, because that's right. And also you don't see the particle effect when other people get a level anymore, do you?
No, that has been removed. Greengrocer, I need you to tell a story for like 45 seconds. I gotta go get my charger for my phone.
A 45-second story.
Yep, you're on the spot. Ding, go.
All right. Goodness gracious. Hey, everybody.
You can talk about bum fights.
If you need talking points, yeah, I was just going to say, you should tell them a little bit about P99 bum fights. You should tell them what it is, where it happens, and what the purpose is.
Will do. So, a couple months ago, got an idea for just, there's nothing new about the idea. It's just like, level 1s, PvPing. But the concept of introducing a sandwich as the prize, I feel like really changes it and transforms it into something that is a lot more immersive than just your typical roll level 1, meet in the arena, kill each other. Like, when like that ultimate champion of the bracketed bum fights finally takes that chomp into his winning mammoth sandwich, Yeah, that's something that you don't get with other one-on-one PvP tournaments. So the gist of it is, we just get everyone together. Kanos Arena was where we did it last time. And got a little like stream overlay set up so you can see health bars. It's sort of like Mortal Kombat style, where like the one health bar for one guy is magnified on the left side and the other one's on the right side, and wired up a bunch of like cool sounds to it from the NES Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
That's my favorite part.
I've got I just put the URL in the chat, and then I'll see if I can find a good highlight. There's a couple of highlights. I think this is the one you can check out. Gives you a good idea of what we're going for there. So sometime before Velius, we're gonna do another bum fights. And if you, Sirken, or anyone on the staff is around that would be able to help with that, that would be awesome. We had someone last time, a player that was putting down like rusty weapons in the middle of the battlefield that you could pick up and use to gain a tactical advantage. So yeah, at some point soon, we're gonna get another one going. It's a lot of fun.
A+. Someone said I'm avoiding a question. I gotta find it. Going back through the questions, because I'm not avoiding questions. I had to go AFK for a second to get my charger.
So for the bum fights, do they create any class? I mean, you can, or do you have to?
Yeah,
career?
I mean, that's the one thing, honestly, that like if you're doing a level 1, if you're a caster, you don't really like get any spells that you can like harness that are worth much of anything. Especially if you just roll the character and you don't have any cash. Like, so most everyone just rolled a warrior, or something like some melee class. But it might be fun to actually like do a real, sort of in the same vein as what you guys do with the best of the best. I don't know, maybe call it worst of the worst or something. just like try to bracket it up and match it up as best as you can. But those things can be tough because I mean, how do you make that fair, and how do you make it a good fight?
I'll tell you how. You make them make level 1 warriors, and then like every 60 seconds you throw a weapon in the middle.
Like an increasingly more powerful weapon. Or just...
Yeah, but remember, you can't loot it from them once they might end up stealing your weapon. But trust me, if you only put one weapon in the middle, it doesn't matter what it is. There's only that one weapon, and Fist's weapon, unless you let them make monks, weapon wins.
Oh yeah, I mean, we had the person that was throwing down like rusty, like they just went to some vendor and found a bunch of old things people sold, which as long as the server wasn't reset, you should be able to do. But yeah, I'll post something in the forums whenever we get the next one going, and I would love to have anyone, you, Sirken, it would be awesome to have you. If you like bum fights and you would like to help.
I do.
Maybe like narrate, and I don't know. It's PvP. Yeah, it's lighthearted. It's blue. You really couldn't do this on the red server because.
Oh man!
I would just end up getting killed, like trying to run it.
Right, you would die instantly.
Right. So.
But we're gonna talk after stream because I know a guy who actually I think would be a bajillion times better for like a commentary host type for P99 bum fights, and we could absolutely talk about that.
Maybe you could be the color man.
I probably could, but let me tell you, man, you'll like this guy. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
P and Boots wants to know, is it true there is a halfling ranger out there with an Ixar egg and fiery rock illusions? I don't think so. I know for a while there were players who had items that gave them not classic illusions or just not classic insta-click illusion items. But as far as I know, Nobog wrote a query that removed all of those items from the game. If you had one of those items and it's now missing, you need to petition for them, and you need to give us a little bit of time, because we do have to look up the log to make sure it was in fact deleted from your account. And then we'll replace it with a Guise of the Deceiver. But we're not allowing the non-racial items, the non-racial clickies. That's not even a thing. The non-classic racial clickies, yeah, we're not allowing those. So, I mean, if someone does have it, you should, I'd say you should petition it, because they shouldn't have it. Master Nook, I have no idea. Actually, I know exactly what it is, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna have to talk to him at some point. I've just been so busy, and he does not understand that I have to gather so much goddamn wood and rust all the time. 8 furnaces, bro. You just don't understand. Zeracle wants to know, what benefit does the current Variance 16 hours have over something like 4 hours? They both would show competition, change spawn windows, etc. Just wouldn't promote healthier lifestyles and playing the game, not the poop. Zeelot!
I can answer this, I guess.
That you have dealt with the very long variances. I believe you had some experience with the shorter variances. I don't know if you've dealt with the current variances. Talk about variances and why they are either good or bad.
I mean, I'm kind of out of date because I would play under the old rule set, but variances were pretty much bad because you had to have trackers on them all the time, consumed guild's time, like a lot of people's hours just sitting there waiting for stuff.
So when you say bad, though, you mean bad for, like, you and your guild?
I mean bad for enjoying the game, because you just gotta sit there waiting on stuff to spawn. It's not enjoyable at all.
Truth, but if you look at smaller guilds, if the variance was 4 hours, or let's just say variance was gone, let's just say we took variance out of P99 completely, everybody would know the spawn time's down to the second. I'm sure you remember what it was like before variance. There were 120, 130 people sitting on track spawn spot.
Pretty much. I mean, even with the variance, though, the same thing happened.
We had to make a rule saying they couldn't specifically do that.
Yeah, I feel like there's no way to really resolve that problem on blue, and that's why we went red.
Well, that is an option players have. If they don't like the raid rules or the raid scene on blue, red doesn't have any of those. Red doesn't have the variance. Red does not have the class rotation system. Red does not have lockouts. Red does not have any of the restrictions that blue has. And so if your main primary concerns are raiding, and you're just like, but I've never PvP'd, I don't like it, like, I'd say you should still try it, because sometimes being able to kill somebody in EverQuest isn't a bad thing. Some people deserve to be killed in EverQuest, and it's really not, like, I bet you people aren't, or at least not as commonly corpsing lore items on red, because you can just get someone to come and kill them and take the camp. You got a shaman trying to steal Hierophant from the crypt group, not going to be an issue, because whatever guild is in sublist is just going to come and murder that person. I think it helps resolve a lot of issues. A lot of issues.
I agree with that 100%. That's why I'm liking it here, because all those issues that the blue server has.
Right, they don't have them on red.
It's too high.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
Zeelot, you said that you TMO, I guess, broke up 2 years ago. Does that mean that you've been playing on the red server then for 2 years, or?
No, I've been playing.
Recently.
I started
last 2 weeks ago, maybe a month ago.
Okay.
Whenever that double XP weekend was when I started.
Oh man, double XP weekend was like double petition weekend.
That's what that was. I don't remember seeing TMO on red. Like last summer, I played a little bit on red, like when I actually leveled my character. Is that like a totally new?
Yeah.
Transition? Oh.
Yeah, we literally started TMO
The answer to that was when Double XP weekend happened.
Yeah, and then since then
Oh,
we
that
have
was when everyone. Okay, interesting.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on with his connection. He keeps.
I don't know. It's horrible though. P and Boots wants to know. Oh, I already asked that. Derp. Answered that. Sirken, what does the current? I already answered that. You don't have to re-ask it. I scrolled up. Thanks for getting my question. Sorry for the triple S. Blah blah blah. I don't want it removed. I just think 16 hours is excessive. Variance helps the server because of the current population. 4 hours seems to be better than 16 hours. Zero Cole, if it was up to me, I would make Variance like literally like just all 7 days. Like, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but I would make it so that there wasn't really a timer, so that mobs could just pop randomly. You could have Trachanon pop 20 minutes after the last Trachanon, or you could have Trachanon pop 10 days after the last Trachanon. It would be completely random. And if people want to poop sock that, then you know what? Let them. If they hate themselves that much, I don't care. I'm going to sit back and giggle the whole time, because I enjoy watching people do dumb things.
Speaking of dragons, I have an actual serious question, and I'm not, I'm not joking, I'm not trolling. Do the regular dragons on the server right now drop regular dragon meat, or is that not like in the game yet? Because I know sea dragon meat, I actually have one thanks to a very kind person from I guess the old TMO or the former blue TMO, I don't know. Umbrella?
Okay.
No, he's new TMO. He's forceful entry, actually. He's not even TMO.
He gave you the sea dragon meat, though?
Yeah, he actually hooked me up last summer. Like, we did a stream, like, pleading for sea dragon meat.
Right,
and
I
then,
remember the telethon.
Yeah, it worked. And then, because the next week, I was just sitting there and all of a sudden trade window pops up and there's the same little orange meat icon that they use for everything, and I was like, what's this? And then I pressed Alt while holding the mouse over it, and I saw that his name went green, and I just clicked yes, trade. I wasn't gonna let him decline that.
Just in case he hit the trade button by accident.
Yeah, just in case it was just trying to troll me.
I'm stealing his meat.
I'm taking this.
I don't care if he intended to give it to me.
Right,
this is mine now.
Yeah, nope. You can petition that.
Well, that is one thing I'll tell players. If you put something in a trade window and you hit trade, after that, I don't care. Like, that item is no longer yours. And if someone tells you, like, oh, I'll be right back on my other account, I got news for you. That's literally a 16-year-old scam now. And you nerds need to stop falling for it. Don't just willingly give something to someone. If it's a name you know and trust, or if it's a guild you know and trust, and they're not going to do that because the reputation will follow them, on the server, then fine, trust them. But if it's a complete stranger on a level 1 who you have there's nothing you can do if they screw you over, there's no repercussion on them, don't just give them things on the promise that they're going to do something. That's retarded. Bard Take Delight. I remember chatting with you, sir. He was a fellow Valenzecker, which was indeed the best server on all of the EQ Live servers. Dragon Reborn says, can Forsaken please have its class changed to accommodate for the fact they're mostly TMO, otherwise we just promote this kind of stuff over and over. Dragon Reborn, I'm going to tell you something. I don't see this as, I don't see Forsaken as TMO. It's different leadership. There's a split in leadership. There's a big thing going on inside of that guild at the moment. I should say the Mystical Order to differentiate from TMO and Red. I'm talking about the Blue Guild.
Yeah, well, you know what? Those guys are different. I think Rampage is gonna take over the raid scene anyways. Rampage is pretty much dominating.
They might, but Forsaken is still new. We'll see what happens. But don't worry, Dragon Reborn. We are going to keep eyes on Forsaken and see exactly what all they're doing. But I mean, I know that they're also recruiting our players and players that just aren't in Class C. I'm not saying everything they're doing is poaching members from other guilds. There are people who aren't in Class C, and these people they want to raid, so they're in Class R right now. And when they feel like making the jump to C, they'll make the jump to C. And if we feel they're abusing the system, then we'll put them in C ourselves. I've said before, and I'll say it again, we can move guilds into Class C if we feel they belong in Class C. Or if we feel that they're disrupting or going against the spirit or reason we created the class system to begin with. So don't worry so much. Don't panic right away. People always panic. People freaked out and started sending me messages when Rampage was formed about the same thing, and they didn't even kill a single Class R mob. You guys just instantly react and freak out. Give it time and see what happens. Don't just jump to conclusions and assume the worst about everybody.
Or just come to red and join the real TMO.
Shameless advertising. P and Boots wants to know how come Basta was banned for somebody giving them 12K. We don't ban people for people just giving money. So if he thinks that's a true thing that happened, he should petition for him and find out. We're not answering petition questions tonight, guys. I will say, though, if you messed up an item turn-in, we do restore those, as long as we can prove with logs that you actually did, in fact, fail the turn-in. Greengrocer, you don't have to use the chat.
Thank you for taking my call. Long-time viewer.
Well, it's good to have you on. What can I do for you?
Third time caller, I think. Two and a half.
Three. I guess 2.5 is fair, but it is 3. It's 3 in my heart.
So, question for everyone: Sirken, Eunomia, Zeelot. Did you and Sirken? I feel like I know the answer to this question based on our previous conversation.
You don't know me.
And you not knowing that your own server has wolf steaks. Did any of you ever get into baking in EQ, or if not baking, any of the other trade skills? Like, did you ever get to that point? Did you ever get so bored with the actual game, or were you ever so bad at the actual game that you?
I maxed
really
out
explored
fishing before fishing was a thing.
Nice.
Before there was bait or different kinds of fish. I did a lot of hunting in Ocean of Tears from like 14 through 50. Like I did the sirens from like 14 to 17 or 18 or 19, and then I did the gargoyles till like I could do the stupid little sisters, and then I did the dwarves, and then me and a couple buddies camped the AC, and then we moved on to Sea Furies.
But what did you catch?
Just regular fish, like a fish.
Question. A fish. A bunch of sandals and some daggers.
Lots of sandals. Oh my god.
I want someone to explain to me how you catch a dagger with just a fishing pole with bait on it.
It's really more of an art than
not
skill.
Only not one dagger, but like stacks worth of daggers.
Well, because there used to be like. I'm trying to think of a reason. Just pretend there's pirates and they all drowned and their bodies got eaten by sharks. But
there must have been
like
a dagger shipment and the ship sank or something in every ocean in the game. Because there's just endless sandals and daggers.
And every small pond and lake and just really any body of water. Pirates. Absolutely. Just some pirates are smaller than others, so they don't need large bodies of water. It's fine.
Someone is running around polluting every single body of water in Norath with sandals, daggers, and short beer. No. Can you catch? What's the other thing that you catch randomly?
Like fish scales you can catch.
Oh, yeah, fish scales.
Fish scales, sandal, dagger, fish. I don't know, it's all I remember.
That might be it, yeah.
Alright, so this guy has another question. He wants to know if someone asks an OC for a certain person to send them a tell and you impersonate them and they give you something thinking you were that person. That's not a bannable offense. I mean, that sounds like scamming, and we absolutely ban people for scamming.
Sirken,
So,
you completely ignored my question to your other guests about their association with trade skilling, and you just moved right along to the
oh
next
man,
one.
I'm sorry. That's
As
because
if,
it's
as
all
if
about
my
me.
question. Yeah, right, exactly.
I trade skilled in live. I did not on Project 1999, probably just because I haven't had enough time to play. But I had a cleric that was a blacksmith, which was a poor choice because it would have been helpful to have strength. And then I don't know. I mean, I did like it because I made the cultural armor, but
Nice.
and
There
then
was a
I
guy
did the prayer shawl in
Oh god.
Elias, and you had to do a bunch of trade skills for that.
I had to get my baking skill up for that. That
So-
is what made me do some baking in EverQuest, was that goddamn prayer shawl.
And so you did that in Velius, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, okay, let me ask you then. Because at least in Classic and Kunark, like, you have to... Baking just turns into pixie dust quest. Like, you just have to just get as much pixie dust as you can and make those Cinnasticks after the cakes, which, you know, involves the brownie parts. But, like, in Velius, do they have a different track where people can avoid that then?
No.
No? So you still had to just, like, slave away
Yep.
killing pixies and, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I know there were some things people could make for you. Because I know someone made me a pie tin. Because I was not going to do blacksmithing.
Yeah.
You could do that with pottery too, I think.
Or maybe it was
a lot
pottery.
Of those.
Might have been pottery.
Well, you can do both for a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I did do pottery on Project 1999 because I can make the that is it a wisdom totem thing.
Oh yeah, you can do idols, I think, with pottery.
Yeah, so I did pottery up to be able to make the idols.
Nice. Zeelot, did you ever deal with?
Yeah, I did clutching, and I did pottery. Mainly pottery for those Thurgoden Gate potions back in Velius. And fletching is always good.
You need pottery for potions? I thought you needed alchemy for potions.
No, there's these one potions in Velius that gate you to Thurgoden, and you need pottery for them.
That's odd. Is it like a liquid potion, or? I mean, I don't understand. Huh, interesting.
You get these pieces from, I forget what it's called, it's that zone. I forget what it's called.
Huh.
I will say, too, in live raiding, we always had stat food. I mean, we moved it into our top slot while raiding and then would move it out after. Everybody did, so.
But the food got to like a crazy point where it started to give you like some serious stats, right? I mean, I know the food that exists right now, like it does give you a little boost. It's not a game changer. Maybe if you escape some encounter at 1% health, you can shoot me a tell and say, "Hey, thanks."
But
for
if you have a large raid force and if you add up all the additional stats that you're getting, it is, helpful.
Agreed. Abacab, bro, you messed up your own thing. It was supposed to be on a scale of 1 to Bush knock down the towers. You're not actually supposed to put 10 in there, bro. But I'll give you an A for effort on that. Oh my god, I'm crazy. Wants to know how come that South Row AC spawn was nerfed/messed up, forcing OOT spawn to be permacamped. I don't know if you played Classic or not, sir, but that's how the South Row OOC spawn worked on live EQ. That is classic as shit. All these years where you could just sit on Hamburger Hill in South Row and wait for the AC to pop, that's not classic. That's not classic at all. And so that's why we changed it, because we changed things to make them as classic as possible. And that's why it's an FTE spawn, like, say, Quillmane, and that is why, unless you happen to be sitting at the spot where he pops, but I mean, it's random, so good luck. And you also have to kill placeholders. It's a whole thing. You need a group-coordinated effort there. But the OOT one, you could just sit your butt there and wait, and you could park your mage pet right on the spot, and when the AC spawns, you just snap into action. That's where we did it on live. That's where I did it as a player on P99, and that's where all the smart people go to get their J-boots. And that's why when I see nerds camping or corpsing the AC ring over nerds who just are legit trying to get their pair of J-boots, it makes me want to tear my eyes out and smash the item camper corpser thing with my keyboard. And I hope that thoroughly answers your question. Dragon Reborn wants to know, can you confirm that Sir Lucan is a camp and not FTE, please? I mean, I don't know if I can confirm that. Is Sir... Because A, we don't really define camps. And B, I mean, if it's I'm not real familiar with Lucan. Do you... Does he pop... He's on a timer. You don't pop him. Why wouldn't he be campable, I guess? Like, if you know where he's going to... Oh, because it's a thing like Ragefire. Is it because it's a thing like Ragefire?
No, there's no turn-in.
Not turn-in, I just meant FTE-wise. Like any raid spawn. I just pulled Ragefire out of my ass. But is it considered a raid mob, is my question, I guess? Is that why it's FTE?
It's one groupable. I
so it's like
consider it
Tranix? We consider it like Tranix then, yeah?
Yes.
It's because we consider it like Tranix. Dragon Reborn, see, look at us. We just brainstormed together and answered your question. Wasn't the AC spawn method in South Row made known in Classic? I don't know. I looked at how both AC spawns worked and said the OOT one is easier. I'm going to OOT. I never wasted any minutes of my life doing the AC in South Row. He's on a set timer. So yeah, he's like King Tranix then. Oh, nerds are getting trolled by Salty. I figured that was what was happening, but now it's confirmed. So, more questions. Put at Sirken P99 in there, and I promise you that I'll see it. Twitch Brett, you're the winner of the Gary 1 thing. I don't even know exactly what was promised to you because we're not doing any kind of thing involving Gary 1. But, A+, you got trolled, bro.
How about a stack of cakes?
You know what? Do you want to give away a stack of cakes?
Yeah, let's do it.
I wonder if I can do a giveaway.
Who was it?
Hold on.
Twitch?
Hold on. No. We're going to do a legit giveaway, I think.
Okay.
Let's see.
And you know what? I gotta say, while you're setting that up, I'll tell a little story here, and give a shout out to someone that as far as I know, I hadn't really talked to them before, but someone named Hinthek, Hinthek, just like came out of nowhere, sent me a tell and was like, hey, I have like stacks upon stacks of cakes and chocolate and brownie parts and everything, and they've been sitting in the bank, and here you go, please take them. So. This cake is courtesy of Hinthek and their very generous donation of a lot of baked goods.
Well, why don't you give us a word that these nerds can put in chat to be entered into the giveaway?
Meat.
All right, guys, do exclamation mark meat, and that will be a thing.
To win a cake.
Yeah, I just need to figure out how to make this thing go, I guess. Clean all entries. Alright, clean all entries. That's a thing. Giveaway. Oh, it's going. It's going. I don't have to do anything. It goes all on its own.
Look at that.
I just needed people to hear me tell them what to type.
Look at all the meat.
People want meat. And so...
This is my dream.
Yeah, I bet you had no idea this many people gave a shit about your meat. But now you know they do.
Oh my god.
So can you tell us a little bit about what the winner of this fine giveaway will be receiving this evening? A little bit of detail?
You will be receiving a stack of 20, your choice of birthday or wedding cakes. In addition to that stack, a stack of 20 slices of birthday or wedding cake, your choice. I know. And again, courtesy of the very, very generous player, Hinthek, thank you for just coming out of nowhere and dropping a bomb on me. A cake bomb.
Are these cakes no drop, or can they be shared with friends and guests?
Oh, these cakes can and should be shared with friends, foes, family, strangers.
And if people like this
Boobar.
cake so much and they want more of it, how can they go about getting more after this giveaway? Or say they don't win the giveaway, but they still want cake. What should they do?
Sirken, I'm glad you asked that question, because I just so happened to run a grocery store in the back of the Project 1999 Blue East Common Lands Tunnel.
My lord, what a coincidence.
The character named Greengrocer. Yes, I offer over 22 home-baked, fresh-made desserts, pies,
22,
cookies.
you say? I can't.
did.
That's a selection unlike any other.
I said over 22.
So Lord.
It's actually 23.
Oh my. That's clever and crafty how you do that.
Yeah. Right? See what I did there.
It's not even dishonest.
But that's only 23 of my inventory slots. Ladies and gentlemen, I have over 100 slots of fresh baked produce, sandwiches, steaks, beer braised meals, seafood, racial edibles. You name it, I have it, and if I don't, I will find it.
I like that.
Sir.
I think the meats have slowed down enough to where we can pick the winner.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Roll. Do. Oh, he's not a follower, but I guess we could let him win anyway.
What do we got?
We have Armadius P99. Put that in chat here.
That
Boom.
sounds reasonable.
Send me a message on Twitch, Armadius99, and what I will do is send me a message with your in-game name, and then I will send it to the Greengrocer, and you guys can get in touch with each other. It will be a fun and magical experience.
Very cake-like.
Definitely a one-of-a-kind thing. You'll probably never experience anything like it again in your life. So enjoy, and congrats. Joe Butch wants to know if you sell any kind of food with dragon meat in it, specifically dragon meat sandwiches.
Oh man, Joe Butch, I would love to sell some dragon meat sandwiches, and unfortunately I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do that for you, because Nilbog and his team of lazy developers don't care about EverQuest baking, apparently, despite well-researched bug reports. Even if it was supposed to happen, I can't guarantee it. And,
I think that was a planted question.
That's a real shame.
Oh.
I don't know who Joe Butch. I don't know the guy.
Sure.
I don't. Joe. I really don't.
I don't know, Moobus. I don't know if food is consumed as this, like, snacks are consumed at the same speed as meals. I honestly have no idea.
I do, and
Uh-oh.
They are. So okay, we'll just put this to rest. I'll keep this brief. I know I've been talking a lot about my meat tonight. So snack, meal, feast, banquet, it doesn't matter. You're pretty much going to eat it once every 30 minutes. Once again, this has been reported numerous times, and nothing has been done. But you know what? That's okay, because I have incorporated it into my role play.
I see. Do you think there's any kind of conspiracy going on here against Norath food?
Of course. How could there not be?
Do you have any idea who's behind this conspiracy? Have you any leads or clues?
I don't, and that is frustrating. And I'm rustled by it, to be quite honest with you. I am.
Are you at least trying to get to the bottom of this?
Oh, I am. There are things that I know that I don't even think that you know about your server, Sirken. Things
really?
that, yeah.
There's a dark meat market, huh?
Not quite, but you're close.
Oh man. Well, I am.
That's really all I could say about it.
I don't know. It sounds like you're part of the problem. That's what it sounds like to me. Oh, well, I'm looking at chat. Questions. Guys, if you have questions, now's the best time to ask those questions. In the meantime, anyone have anything? Zeelot, do you have anything you wanna talk about or address that we haven't hit on this evening?
Not really, unless it's more shameless advertising to join TMO on Red, and I'm always willing to talk about that.
You are always allowed to shamelessly plug whatever you want when you're on the stream.
Zeelot,
Nice,
I was approached by someone in your guild about maybe doing some contracting chef work. I don't know. Over on Red too, which is tough because I don't really have the supplies that I do on Blue, so I would need some support in that area. But if you're running the ship there, maybe we should talk about that.
Sure, if we can get some funding, which shouldn't be too long, then I'm down to fund a chef.
Jeremy P99 earlier said he was going to give me 1 million plat, so I don't know if that factors into our negotiation, but just something I saw.
Oh, damn.
Nice.
Oh, is Jeremy part of TMO on Red?
Jeremy is part of Empire, actually, but he is TMO at heart.
Did he used to? He was TMO. He was Mystical Order on Blue, yeah.
Yeah, he was with us. He was an officer, and now he loves Empire, so he's sticking with it. But that's cool. We're cool with him, and we like him.
You guys are like his family, and Empire's like his wife.
Pretty much. Like he can get along with both, and we don't mind.
At a bare minimum, it's a girlfriend he really likes.
Bare minimum.
Eunomia, is there anything you wanted to get on that we didn't talk about this evening?
No, I don't think so.
Grocer of Green?
I could talk for another 5 hours about food.
Alright, let me hit these questions and then I'm going to just give you the rest of the time to talk about food.
I don't know if you want to do that.
Dragon Reborn, Nilbag is a troll. Blacob wants to know if there's any plans to do another XP weekend for those of us that were too busy for the last one. We did that kind of as a thing for what was originally scheduled to be our Velius release weekend. And we felt bad because we knew there were people who took time off work and shuffled schedules around so that they could dump a ton of time into the game that weekend. And then we decided to change that. So we wanted to do something nice for them. But when we want to do nice things for players, it usually comes in the form of double XP. So just wait for something shitty to happen and then cross your fingers because it might be coming. When's the next Jay Darish? Hi, pal. He wants to know when the next GM event is. We haven't had one in a while that I've seen. You're right, and I'm sorry. We've just been stupid busy since the turn of the year. And I don't see it slowing down real soon because you guys really do not understand how many trees I have to cut down every single day and how hard it is to find rock ore with this other nerd shooting me all the time. GM events, like I said, I promise we're trying. I know Nilbog's working on something. How do you feel about players that claim to be server guides when they are not? That is a bannable or suspendable offense. It's definitely a punishable offense. Don't impersonate staff members. Blacob, no, because then now if it happens, I'm gonna ban you, and then you won't be able to enjoy the double XP weekend at all. Afflicted, like I said, I really do not know because I can't predict the future. I don't know what's gonna happen, so I don't know like if we're gonna double XP weekend. We don't just like do it just cause like, oh fuck it, let's double the XP rate from what we decided it should be and has been for years and years and years. Like we're very okay with the very slow grindy XP rate because that's part of EverQuest. It's a time sink. You better get real comfortable and settle in and talk to people. I don't know how people play EverQuest without talking to people. I would get so bored so quickly because let me tell you, this game, the mechanics and the content of this game are not what kept me and I believe most people logging in. It was the people. It was your guildies and the people you would group with and the people you'd raid with and people you would play beat spin casinos with. And like these are the reasons you kept logging in. It wasn't because that Interruck encounter was so amazing. And I think that's actually something a lot of game making people kind of lost sight of. You need to build a game that is focused on community because that's what's going to keep people coming back and keep people logging in. If you try to base it on content, your content's going to get beaten and then it's going to get old and then no one's going to give a shit. And then your game's going to go free to play in 90 to 120 days and then you're all going to get fired and then you're going to be sitting at home wondering when it all went wrong. And I'm going to tell you when it all went wrong. It's when you stopped giving a shit about community. There, I just saved your lives, people.
I don't know what I don't know how you guys do it, but it's like a time capsule of EQ when it was the best.
A lot of hamsters running on wheels.
And I just love it here, and thank you for having it.
Well, thanks for playing on it. I am sarcastic, and I know I am not the most professional of people when it comes to how I talk to people. But we really do appreciate our players a lot because while we don't necessarily do it to have, the biggest population, and we absolutely won't change rules based on what players want if it's not what the staff wants. But it does feel good when you look at the list and your server is the biggest by far when it comes to amount of people playing on it. I mean, every person logged into the server, that's somebody saying, like, I like what you're doing. I think what you're doing is great. Keep up the good work. And they don't need to say that. Just by playing on the server, they're doing it with their actions. And it means a lot to us when you see 13, 14, 1,700 people. We broke 1,900 people on double XP weekend. Like, when you see that stuff, it feels really good. It's very flattering. It's very humbling. And it's one of those things that, it feels really good. It's a really good feeling. And so, sincerely, thank you, and thank all the other people who play on P99. Also, thank you to the people who stream P99, because you guys have no idea how many times I get private messages from new players, and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe the server's been around for 5 years. I had no idea. I was just surfing Twitch, and I saw this guy streaming Project 1999, and it was EverQuest, and I'm like, what's this? And holy god, it was everything that I remember from back in the day, and blah-de-blue-de-blah. And they would have never found it if that person that was streaming wasn't streaming. And so you doing bum fights, other people, there's a lot of people streaming right now. But I mean, you can look at people like Micah David, you can look at people like, not him because he uses Luckland graphics. Look, certain things are important. Darth Crave streams P99.
He's great. Uncle Bugsy is great. I'm giving a shout out to my friend Uncle Bugsy. He streams pretty much every day, and he is good people.
A+.
You should check him out.
A+. And you know what? On that note, we're calling it. So, Greengrocer, say bye and plug your stuff one last time if you want to.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for having me, Sirken. Nice to finally talk to you, Eunomia. Zeelot, good to meet you as well. And I just threw my stuff there in the chat, so check it out. Thanks.
You do that stuff, people.
Yeah, nice meeting you, man.
Zeelot, say goodbye and plug anything you gotta plug.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. It's been a good time.
It was a pleasure, sir.
Anyone that wants to check out Red, they should. TMO's here. We're recruiting. You should check us out. We're going to be the next big thing. Who knows how it's going to go, but we're building up right now. It's the best time to join up when everyone's leveling up, and you can join in and get to know the crew.
A+. I want to say also to the chat room, do me a favor, stick around after stream, because there is something I want to do, and I need you guys to help me with it. So do that. Eunomia, say goodbye to these people.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching. See you on the petition forum.
That kind of sounds like a threat. I took all the cotton out from under the keys, by the way, because you made me uncomfortable about it. In case you were wondering why you're hearing that now, but haven't for the last 2 hours.
Oh, I was.
But don't worry. Probably next Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern, I'll have it back in there. And I guess that's it. We're going to do our thing. And like I said, do me a favor, stick around after the outro. Nope, that's the wrong one.
Sir.